Okay, so now we're there. So as I said, your server-side application, apart from being able to serve the purpose of an API server, whereby you have a lot of logic in your backend application that can actually render dynamic informations. Maybe you want to make a query into a database and extract some informations and all that. Now you can also make use of template engine to render whatever you're actually getting from your database. Are you there? So you can make use of your template engine to do that. Olariwaju, you're welcome. So you can actually make use of your database, and render a lot of information, make query into it. But what we want to do now is that instead of leaving your back end services to a front end engineer to consume, and actually make a design of the page, your EJS is a template engine that you can use to render whatever you want to respond, you want to send as response from your back end services. You understand? So that is the essence of that template engine. And EJS being a very popular one is what we are going to be working with. You understand? Now, the first thing you need to do, let me open my VS Code, and I think I should open a new this thing, a new let me open a new window so that I can actually develop something new, right? So let's do that. Then I can actually make reference from here. So let's say this is a file now. Let me open a new window very fast. I should have done this before now. Okay, sorry, I have a new window here already. Let me just go to this folder and open a new folder. Okay, okay, new folder. Okay, let's call it EJS. EJS use. Let's call it that, something simple. So we can now select it. Okay, okay. So let me just quickly do this. This is what we have been familiar with. Whenever you are trying to build an application, remember the first thing you need to do. I'm going to be using this. Our very first file that we're going to be creating is what? Is our app.js, right? You remember? This is our app.js. Then after your app.js, you can have your npm init. Npm init what? -y, right? Okay. So for you to have your JSON, right? So that's going to create your package.json. After your package.json, we are all familiar with this. You can have your touch what? .env file. You understand? You can have that, very important. You can also have a touch of a what? .git ignore. We are all familiar with that, right? So this one is just like, refreshing our brain. These are very fundamental things you need to do. Then you go into your .env file. You actually put your node underscore modules inside it so that it doesn't go to your Git, when you are uh, pushing your code to your GitHub. You also have your .env, right? So that is it. You also put that inside. So then
Um,
in your .env file, okay, sorry, this was supposed to be inside the
yeah.
.igni. I made a mistake. Okay, okay, this is inside the .igni. Okay, then in your .env file, you can always have your port that is regular. Keep your port there. Then some other information that we are going to be using. Let's say we are running on port 3050, for example. Okay, now the usual way we used to declare our application, we are all familiar with that. So before we do that, the next thing we need to do is to install our what? Our Express, npm install Express. Okay. Express. Okay, we also want to use Express. What do we need again? Let's say we want to use NodeMon too. NodeMon, right? What do we need again? Express node more. Let's say we need body parser. Body parser. What again? What do we need again? Body parser for now. Okay. We need .env, .env. Okay. Express node more body parser .env. Okay. Let's run this first. We need any other thing, we come back. Okay. So immediately, this one. Okay, it's getting installed. While we are installing, you can come here and say your const what, your const express, right? Equals to what? Require express, right? Okay, require express. So that's your express. Then what do you have? You can define your application now, const app to be equals to what? Express, right? Are we there? Okay. You can ask your app to start listening to a particular port, right? And that port, as we are all familiar with, I'm going to come to some other things. Let's quickly just run your port is going to be what? Port is going to be equals to what? We can now process it, using the what? The .m. So that means we are going to require .env here, right? .env .config, right? We are all familiar with all this. So our port is going to be what? It's going to be process dot what? Dot env dot what? Dot port. Then it capture it. Good. Now, okay, let's have a callback here for us to render a message for us to know if our application has started running or not. Okay. So then we can have console.log.
Config is not correct, so the spelling.
Okay. Okay, config. Okay. Thank you. That's a typo. Okay. So app listening hmm, at what? HTTP hmm, localhost, and we have our port, right? Okay, so now now regarding the now let's now move on. Now we are familiar with, now you want to make use of template engine to render whatever you want to display to your users, right? So what do we do? We are going to install EJS because of that. So let's come here and say npm. So npm install EJS. That's the first thing you will do. Npm install EJS, right? Okay, let's do that. Okay, EJS is coming up. So now, while that is installing, you have your EJS. Then you can now say app dot what? Dot set. Now you want to make use of your EJS. Now you are going to set your application to make use of that template engine, right? So now you are going to say app dot set what? Dot set view engine. Please note the syntax, view engine, right? App dot set view engine. Then what do you set the view engine to? You set the view engine to be what? To be EJS. You put EJS here. You understand? Put comma, right? Can you see? App.set view engine to be what? EJS. Now, this statement, line 8, you are telling your application to make use of what? Of EJS as what? As a template to display views. You understand? To render your views, the views in your application. So that's what you are telling your app to do. You are setting the view of your application to make use of what? EJS, right? Now, the next line of code is like, okay, when the app want to render views, which folders is going to be make use of? What is the folder that will be make use of? So do you understand? That's when you now write another say app.set. Okay. Now app.set views is going to be plural. Please note that app.set views. App.set views. Then what is going to be the view? Now, this is where you are going to now write the name of the folder that the views are going to be. Do you understand? So you say app.set. You want to set the views of this application to be located in the what? In the views file. Views. So you can see that. So the first thing you need to get is this line 8 at 9. So with this statement in line 8 at 9, you have already set your application to make use of what? Of view engine, and also look for every views inside the view folder. Now, the issue now is that we don't even have any view folder now. So we need to create it so that we can put our views inside it. mkdir views, right? Views. Okay. So we have the views folder now, right? So now inside the view folder now, we can now have files, right? We can have files that we want to render. Are you there? Good. Let's say we are having a file. Okay, hold on. Oh, what is happening? Okay, I'm clicking from here. Okay, let's say we are having a file. Let's say this file is home. Let's call this one home.ejs, just like our home page, right? So it's going to be .ejs now, because the view is what is going to be rendered with the use of what? Of EJS. So .ejs is just like your normal HTML, right? So .ejs. So that is why if you come to this home file now and put your exclamation mark, you can see it's just like an HTML page. Now, if you look down here, look at the bottom right corner of my VS Code. Can you see it's telling you that this is an HTML file? So your EJS extension is just like an HTML file, right? The only difference between .ejs and the regular HTML file is that you can write JavaScript code inside EJS file. Do you understand? Which you cannot do with a regular HTML file. So you can write JavaScript inside here, and it makes it dynamic. That's why we say it is dynamic, because you can put dynamism. You can write JavaScript inside it and do some dynamic information. You understand? So we're going to be looking at conditional rendering, and with that you understand the dynamism, are part of the use of EJS, right? Now, this is if we are going to be creating an HTML file here, which is .ejs. So let's call this one home, right? Home, right? So you can just have a message here and just say welcome home. Welcome home, right? So now this is it. Welcome home. Now, what does that mean? If you go to your app.js back, let's go to our app and say, okay, we have an home page now. What do you now do? You now say app.get. So you want to make a request now, and you are making a request now to what? To /home, for example, right? So then you have what? You have your request and response. Are we there? So now, if you are making a get request to /home, or let's say, don't let it even say /home, let's say just to the root directory, right? You are making a request to the root directory now. And what do you want to render? When there's a request, you want to render the home page. So what do you now do? You can just say response dot what? Dot, you can have your status, the usual status. The status is going to be what? To 200, right? Then you can now say dot what? Dot render. So you can now render here and say render what? What are you rendering? You are rendering home. So now what is going to happen is that when you render home, it's going to look for what? It's going to look for where there is home in the view folder, because you already set your application to look for every page to be rendered inside the view folder. So automatically it's going to look directly into the folder and search in the view folder. Do we have any home? Okay, home is there, then it will render it. So let's start our application and see. Node mon. Okay, let me just use node.js. Start. Okay, app listening. So let's do this. Copy and let's go to our web. And you see, welcome home. That is what you have. Welcome home. So in the root directory, you are having what? You are having welcome home. Are we there? Is that clear? So before I move on, is there any is there any question regarding this so that I can move on? I think this is
No,
very
no.
simple. This is very clear. Okay, that's very good. Hold on. Okay, now let's look at the nav because Adesoji talk about now. Imagine you can see this home page now. We don't have any navigation there, right? So now what I want to do now is that, okay, let's have nav bar in that home page. So what I'm going to do now is I will just say, I'll put a comma here and have a curly braces, because when I'm rendering this page, I want a particular object to be rendered along with it. And that object, what I want to put inside it is the nav bar. That's what I want to put inside it. So what do I do? Let me just come down here and say nav and put colon. Then in your nav, what is going to be contained there? We are going to have maybe like about, let's say we have about, right? Are we there? What do you want to have again? It's going to be an array of what you want to have in your nav bar. Let's say contacts. Let's say contacts, right? Then what again? Uh, let's say contact. Let's say projects. Okay, let's say login, sign up. Let's say we want to have sign up there. Sign up. Let's say we want to have login, right? Okay, good. This is what we want to have in our navbar. Now, what you are saying here is that when this page is going to be rendered, you also want all this to be looked for, right? Now, what do you now do? What do you now do? You already define what is contained in the nav, right? So what you will now do is just to go back to that home.ejs, right? And say, okay, here, the nav bar, we are going to be having it in, I'm going to combine two concepts together here, because navbar is going to appear in several pages. It's not going to be on the home page. We are going to have other pages. Like when you click on contact, we also want to have that nav bar. We want to have it there. When you go to project, we also want to have the nav bar, the way we used to have website, right? The nav bar, in most cases always contain, the same design, the same content, or maybe little difference. Now, in this case, now we want to have the same thing as the navbar. Now, what do? You are going to make use of what we call partials, so that you can have it represented in every other pages. Are you there? So now what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to do this. Look at this syntax now. I'm going to say includes. I'm going to say includes, right? Or let me do this. Let's call this one main. Let's say main. Let's say this welcome home is inside main, right? So then above here, we are going to have header. Let's say this is header, right? So in the header now, what do we now have there? We now say includes. That's what we want to have in the header. Includes, you are going to open a parenthesis, right? Now you are going to say include what? What do you want to have there? You want to have partials. There's something we call partials. That's what we use. I'm going to explain partials dot what dot header dot what dot ejs headers dot ejs, right? Are we there? Are we together? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay, now what this means is that in the header, this is what you want to be there. Includes partials. Now, it means there is a folder that is called partials, and there is a file that is header.ejs inside it. Now, we are going to go and create this inside the view as well. We are going to have a folder called partials, and we have header.ejs so that it can be added to this particular home page, right? Now, but this syntax, you need to put something there, and that is the use of these less than sign and with percentage. Can you see? Then you will now put hyphen. Look at the syntax, less than percentage hyphen. Then that will be repeated at this end too. Hyphen to close it, percentage, then this one will now be greater than sign. Can you see the way I write it? So it's not really, it's not difficult. When you finish writing your script, your script, your logic, just put this thing at the end, be in the beginning and the end. Less than percentage, then percentage greater than, just to close it. That is what you do. So, but most importantly, what you need to understand is this includes what you want to put there, partials slash headers.js, right? Now, we are going to create this now so that it can be added to our home page. Now, let's go to our view now. Inside our view now, we are going to have a folder there. We are going to call that folder partials, right? Make sure that the name is the same so that it can locate it. Partials, good. So we have partials inside there, and inside partials, you are going to have a file there, which is going to be header dot what dot ejs, right? Good. Now, can you see now? Header.ejs is now here. So we can now create that header now. Now, in that header, what you only want to have there is the nav bar, right? So we are going to call this one nav. We are going to have navigation, right? Now, inside this nav, we want to render all those things that we have there. So what do? We now say, um, for each. Let's use for each. We can use so many for statements. Just we can use traditional for, we can use for each. You understand? So let's use for each. We can say nav dot for each. Okay, no, let me call it nav. Let me call it navs. Let me go back here and redefine it in the app.js. Where are we rendering it for? Let's call it navs. Yeah, because it's an array. The variables that has an array should be what? Should be plural, right? That's the normal thing. So let's come back here and say, okay, navs dot for each. Can you see now? We are writing, this is a JavaScript we are writing now inside our EJS file now. So, which you cannot do with HTML file. That's the difference now. Navs dot for each what? For each nav. Then you are going to have a callback, right? Can you see now? Navs dot for each. Now, for each component of the nav, we have home, we have contact, we have all of them. What do you want to do? Now, you are going to have a list now. You are going to have a URL. Okay. Okay, here I should have URL first. This one should be okay. So I say URL UL. That is on ordered lists. This information should be inside on ordered list. So I'm going to copy it and put it inside this unordered list. Control V, right? So inside unordered list, because it's going to be a list, that's the way we want to design it now. So nav dot for each nav, then you want a list of all those components. And inside that list, what do you want to have there? You want to have let's say let's make it a link, right? We're going to have a link, right? Because all those nav, the contact, all of them, they are going to be a list. And what is going to be inside this now is going to be what? Is going to be slash nav. It's going to be slash nav, and what you will have here is going to be the nav. You understand? It's going to be the nerve. So no, yeah, it's going to be a nerve. So once you click on it, it's going to be a nerve. So let's say, okay, we are having a link inside it. Okay, what should be in the link should be a nerve. Okay, I think it should be here. Okay, sorry, can be here. Now let's test this. So you can have a nerve, that's going to be what you are going to be clicking on, right? So here you are going to put something here because this one is a value you are bringing from the home, from app.js. Can you see this nav? This is about contact, sign up, login. They are going to be each of the nav that is contained in the navs. So here what you will have is what you are going to put that syntax of EJS there because it's a value that you are bringing up. So you are going to put it here and say uh yeah, okay, coming. Okay, the slash is going to be, okay, sorry, is going to be outside, equal sign. Hold on. Yeah, the equal sign is going to be here. Then you are going to have your quote outside here. Okay. Are we there? Are we together?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, good. So this is how you are going to have it. Can you see that in this href now, which is going to be a link, I'm having slash nav there, which means that it will go to the, for this one that is going to be the about page, it will go to slash about, or slash, all of them are going to be represented, slash about, slash contact, slash sign up, slash, so it's going to be a get request to each of those routes, right? So that is what we are going to have in the list. So let's see, this is going to be in the header, and okay, we are going to have it here too. Here you put your percentage, right? Then you put your equal sign. Please note equal because this is what? This is a value. Then you put it here as well. Can you see now? So this is how you are going to have it. So let's now check it and see how it works. So we already have that. That's going to be rendered with the home page in the header here. Okay. So please, I want us to note the difference here because this one has equal sign. Do you notice this equal sign? Whenever you are bringing up a value, please don't forget to put this equal sign. It's very, very important, right? Very, very important. Now, uh, okay, let's see. Let's try to render the page again and see if it's going to work. Okay, there's something wrong. It's saying, okay, okay. Hold on, let me see what is wrong there. Let's go back to the code. Okay. As we are rendering the home now, we are grabbing this and we are using it inside here, inside the headers. We are saying it should include partial slash header, right, in the view.ejs. Then you should be able to get it. Okay. They have the JS here. Yes. Okay, let's go to the header again. Header. Is it header? Okay. Let me put this here and see in the list. Coming. Let me check something here from the home page here. Wait is being rendered here. Yes. Supposed to be like this. Yes, that's the way I actually use for each for loop here, then to render it. So oh, there's something we are not actually writing the syntax correctly. Look at it. Are we there? Now here we are not putting the EJS syntax here. That's where the error is coming from. So here we are supposed to have the same symbol here, percentage here. Then we are not writing it completely. Here too and here. Then down here too, we are going to have the same symbol, percentage here too, percentage. Okay. So look at it very well. So we have it in front here and at the back here. We have in front here at the back here. Then we have it here too. So this is the way it's supposed to be. Let me check it now and see. Okay. 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 It's not still coming up. Okay. Okay. You know what we do now? Let me try to use for each. Let me try to use for each. Let me say for. Let me use for statements, right? For let what I is equals to 0, right? Provided by what that what I is what is less and equals to what to nav dot length, navs dot length, right? Then we can now say I plus plus. So in the body of that, I now have this. Let's try this. So this one is now going to be nav at I, and this one is going to be nav at I too. Okay. Navs is going to be navs here. Navs at I, navs at I. So let's do it this way. Delete. So I'm going to put that here, percentage. So we should not waste our time now. Yeah. Okay. So for I is 0 and I is less and equals to I is less or equals to navs dot length I plus plus. Okay. So then we can now have this. Yeah. Is there anything wrong here? Oh, sorry, we are having 2A here. Okay. Href this. Oh, this one's not supposed to be here. Hold on, no. I'm going to write this thing again. Something is like missing here. lists. Then we have an anchor inside it. It's going to be a link. Then here we have this. Then inside here we have nerves, nerves at what? At I, right? Here we have percentage. Here too we have what? We have the percentage, right? Then we are going to have equal sign here. Okay. I think it's the syntax that is giving us error. So let's try it again now. Okay. Why is it not rendering? Aval
I
JS.
think
Includes,
it's
he said includes is not defined. Wait, oh, I think there is a syntax error. Hold on. Oh, includes. Let me see. Let's go back to the home page. Includes partials. Is includes now. Is it not includes? Hold on. Let me check here and see. Oh, look at it. Can you see the mistake?
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
supposed to be include, not
Yes.
includes. I'm like, what is it actually causing this thing? Okay, supposed to be includes. Can you see now? It's working. That is what has been causing the issue. So that's a lesson now. So it's going to be include, not includes. We had a syntax error there. So you can see this is all our bars. Can you see? If you come here now, look at the left bottom corner. You can see it is slash about that is there. Contact, you see slash contact. Sign up, you see slash sign up. Log out, you see slash login. Right? So this is exactly how you are going to have it. You know, your CSS is now going to take care of the design, right? So now let's move on from there, because before I move on, let me just come back here and re-explain what is happening so that we can get it. Now we are saying that when we want to render our own page, we always want an header alongside it, which is our normal, nav bar. And this is the syntax. What has been giving us issue is that we are writing includes instead of include, right? So we have corrected that, include. Then please note, whenever you are putting your partials, just put hyphen in front of here and hyphen at the back here. Then where is the header located? It is located inside the partials folder slash headers.tgs. So he's going to look for it here because you are putting it inside your what? Inside your view. You can see the partial folder and the header file is inside the view. So he's going to look for it there, right? So now the next thing for you to know is now to write what is going to be inside this header.ejs, what is going to be there. So that is why we go there and check, okay, in the header.ejs, what we are having there is a nav element, which has a list of the options we are going to have on our web page, right? And on our web page, look at the way we have written it. We are just saying, okay, we are using for. That for each shoe supposed to work, the one I wrote before, is that include that is actually causing the problem. So you can use this for and you can use the other for. So we are now saying for let I equals to 0, I is less than equals to navs.len. You know, navs is where we are storing is an array. Navs is an array. That's where we stored all those options of login, sign out, you understand the element of that array. So we are not saying dot len then I plus plus, it should iterate. And when it is iterating, we want it to display a list of those elements. So, and those lists are going to be a link. That's why we are having an anchor element inside the list so that the list can be what. And when the any of the list is clicked on, what do you actually want to get? You want to get slash home, slash about, slash any one of them. And this is it here. So the next thing now for you to now go forward is now to start designing it, like we have it here, is not going to be like this, right? It's not going to be like this. Now, how do you now do the CSS of this? How do you do the CSS? Did anybody have an idea? How do we, write the CSS for this? Yes. Did anybody have an idea? Where are we going to write the CSS to design our navs, our page generally, to design our page generally?
I think we can write inline or we can do external styling.
You said?
Say either inline or external.
Or external, okay. Let's make it external because that's the standard way of writing, because you are going to have a lot of files. Do you understand? You are going to have
Yes.
a lot of design for your page. So let's make it external. How do we handle it externally? What you are going to do is this, because hold on, you are going to ask your app to make use of something, right? And that is let's come here and say under here, we're going to say app.use. Are we there? We are going to say app.use is going to make use of express.static, or let's say it's going to make use of a route. Let's call that route slash let's make it a public slash public. We want it to go into the public route in order to access. Well, I want to put it inside a public folder, right? So we're going to say express.static. You will see what I'm trying to do now. Express.static. Then where is the static files? It's inside the public. So look at this. I'm saying app should use slash public to look for static files inside the public folder. That is what we are trying to do now. We are asking it to use slash public to look for static files inside the what? Inside the public what? Inside the public folder. So which means that I'm going to come down here and create a file mkdir public. Are we there? So now that I have public, inside the public now I can now have my app.css, or let me just call it style.css. So this is it. This is the style.css inside the public folder. So, and I've already told my app that whenever you want to look for any CSS code, look for it in the public route, right? Which is this public. Then we are going to make it, this express.static is telling you that is going to be a static file. Anywhere it is being called, just grab the information and make use of it. That's the meaning of this express.static. Is a middleware that we are asking our express application to use. You understand? So that's what we are. Anywhere you see slash public, just go and grab what is inside the public inside the public folder. Anything that is there. That is the essence of this. Do you understand this line 7? Right? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
So that's
Yes.
very good. Good. So I will now come to my style.css and design now. So what do I want to design for my nav now? Let me just copy one code now. We are all familiar with that. Let me copy from here and so that we can move very fast. I think I have one that I've written before. I have a public where I have app.css here for the nav, Abby. nav. Okay, I have all this code for the nav. Okay, so for the nav, margin 0, padding, background image. Okay, we are not even any using background image here. Okay, display flex. Yes, that's very important. We have to display it first, then the gap between them should be what? Should be 10x. So other things for our UL now. Let's write for our UL now. For the UL2, remember list style tab. We have list style tab. List style type is going to be what? Is going to be none, right? Let's make it none. We don't want any style for the list so that all those dot can leave. What again? What again? What again? What again? Okay, let's see the effect of this one first. Let's go to the home.ejs and now add that link. So you come back to your head and put that link the usual way we used to have it, and we say link. We're going to have a style sheet, and the href is going to be what? We are going to come, we are in the home now, so we will leave the home dot and go inside the public folder, then style.css. Can you see? So we are linking it now. So let's see how it works. Okay, you can see. So this, okay, the what is it called? The list type is working already and the margin is there, but we are saying it should display flex, right? So let's see.
I think the issue is we use navs, right? I think we use navs. But yeah, you are using nav.
No, is in is okay. Wait, let me check what you are saying. Let's go to home.ejs. Okay, let's go to the header. The information is in the header. There is nav now. See, nav. That is the name of the element. We are
Oh,
grabbing it by element. Is nav. So nav. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, it's supposed to be applied to UL. UL is inside the UL that we have the list now. So the UL should also be displayed. Uh, yeah, that's what it is. The UL that we are going to put that display flex is going to be the UL. Can you see all those lists? They are inside the UL. So in the UL, we are going to put the display flex inside it. So that's where we are supposed to have it. So this display flex should be here. Yeah, it should be here so that it can display all those information flex. So then, even all this information supposed to be here, sir. The gap should be here. Then let's even move the padding to be here. Let's move it to be here. So it should work like this. Let's try it now. Can you see now? So that is this is it. So you can have it like then you can put other design any way you want to have it. You know, we are familiar with CSS, so you can just do that. Or let's say, okay, let me see the way we can style it. I don't want us to waste time with styling anyway. We are familiar with styling already. So now, what do we do next now? So can you see how we add CSS to our EJS now and the way we have been able to display it. Now, for your sign up and login function now, there's a lot of things involved. So I'm going to make use of a similar project that we have done before, like a route, or should I start creating that from scratch? That's going to be a lot of work. Oh. Let me see. App.js. Okay. Now, For signing up users into our application, because there's something I want us to make use of here. Um, I think I've explained conditional rendering here. Okay, no, I've not explained conditional rendering, whereby we have a grab a user from a response. You understand? Then okay, that is going to be discussed for sign up and login. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let me go to app.js. I want to make use of a project. There's a particular project that I have database for already that I'm building. Let me make use of it to explain this. This project, are we together? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, if you start this project now, npm start. Let me start this. Let me run this. Okay. Okay, this is a project that is connected and it has a database already. So let me open this. Uh, okay, so this is the application and this is the index page, just like the home page. You are welcome to Tutors and Learner Connector. Then we have a sign up and we have a login, right? Now, when you click on sign up, you can enter your information, right? You can enter, it's going to render this particular page. How do we come about this? Let me quickly just explain as we are doing it. I'll be putting the function and explaining. Then when you click on sign up, how do we get this page rendered? What we did is that in the application, we already have app.render that sign up page already. If you come here, you will see app.get. You know, for every link that you click, is going to be a get. Look at it. App.get/home. That is the root directory. Then it should render the home page. That is straightforward. It should render. Render is just like render the home page, which I've explained the way it happens. No bar, nothing, no anything, just render the home page and we have the home. That's straightforward, right? Good. Then when you now click that home page that you are trying to render, you must have actually designed it in your view. If you come to this view now, you will see home. Can you see home.ejs now? When you want to render a home, the home must be there. If you click on home now, you will see the information. You are welcome to tutors, just like that. Then under here, I'm now having sign up. This sign up is contained in the what? In the href, and I say slash sign up. What does this slash sign up mean? It means from the root directory slash sign up. So root directory slash sign up, what should happen? You are now going to write the logic, because this is going to be a get request. Whenever you have href like this in an anchor, it's going to be what? It's going to be a get request. It's going to be a get, not post. Inside form, you will have post request. But whenever you have an anchor like this, it is most of the time, it is basically a get request. Let's get that. That's an important information. So this link now, as I'm clicking it, I'm making a get request. So whenever you want to write the endpoint that will handle this particular get, this particular request now is going to be a get. Let's get that very clear. So which means that I have to write app.get for this particular sign up. So that's why I'm coming back to my app.js now. Then I have that in line 40 here. App.get/sign up. Do you understand? So then what does it return? What's going to be the endpoint? The endpoint is that it's going to render what? Sign up page. Sign up. Then I will come here and design the sign up view. Can you see the flow now? Come back and define the sign up. When you come to sign up now, look at it. This is the sign up view. It's a form that is there. Can you see the form? This is the form for the sign up view. So, and inside that form, there's a lot of information to be filled anyway. You can see you fill your username. Where is it? You have a label that's asking for your email. You put your email. You have a label asking for your password. You have a label asking for your status. You know, that's the design of this particular application. We want to know your status. So whether you're a student, a parent, a tutor, or an admin, this is a select whereby you have an option, right? You can have it there. Now, this is the sign up page now. If I click on sign up now, it's going to open this page. Look at it. If I click on sign up after entering my information, let's say we are asking customers. Let's say we are having customers as a user now at what? gmail.com. Then the password is customers123. Is that what I wrote? You can check. Customers123. Okay. Let me ask a question. When I write my password, it's not showing until I click this place to display it. How do we achieve that? Can somebody quickly tell me? How do we achieve that? Anybody? You can see when I'm writing my password, it's not showing. But when I'm writing a Gmail email, it's showing. How do we achieve that? Yes? Are we there?
Yes, we are with you.
Okay, let me quickly show you. How we achieve that is that if you look at this design of that page now, look at this line 15. I am saying type of this input should be password. So when you set your type to be password, exactly, it's not going to display it. So the browser is not going to display it when you are typing. So you can see. So this is just the secret of that. You set the type of that input to be password. Then you put the name of that input to be password. Please don't always forget this name, because that is what is going to relate with what you have in your back end. You understand? In your model, the model you have designed for your user, this is what is going to relate it. The name of this input is password, so that anytime you actually make a request with it, it's going to save the password inside the name. Do you understand? Because in the user model, we have what? We have password. See the user model that is signing up. Where is that user? See the user. Okay, let's go to model. Model. See the model. If you go to model for users, come up here and see the model. Can you see we have password? So you have to write it there that okay, this input is for this particular password so that it can grab it. You can see we have email, password, and we have status. We have covered all this, how to design model and all that. So I wouldn't be going back into all that, right? So now what we are saying now is that it's going to be password, name type is password. So let's go back there now. So this is password. Let's say we are choosing the status. Let's say customers is a tutor, right? So let's sign up now. When you sign up, a particular page is going to come up. Tutor sign up. Can you see? So now I am asking you to sign up as a tutor at this page now. When you are signing up as a tutor, how come? How does it render this page? I'm going to explain the logic behind this now. Because if you look at that sign up form, look at that sign up. See this sign up. This sign up, the action there is saying there should be a post method. Whenever the submit button is being clicked, there should be a post. Posting to where? You're now saying posting to /users/sign up. That's going to be the URL now. /users/sign up. Okay, what does that mean? It means the post, when I submit this particular form, it should go to /users/sign up. That is the meaning, right? Now, I will now show you now that means you have to go and write an endpoint code to this /users/sign up. What will happen for /users/sign up? So let's go there. Let's go and check. Let's go and check. I think that is written in the user's route. You see, I have app. Let me go to user's route. I think app.use. Okay. Okay. App.get. No, no, I think I have a user's route here. Okay, see the user's route here. I have app.use users. Can you see this is where the slash users come from now? So you are saying whenever there is slash users, then whatever that is to be looked for should go to the user's route. So we are going to the user's route now and see what whether a post request is there to undo that particular form. That's what we are going to do now. So if you go there now, let's go there now. Let's go and check the user's route. So we have the user's route. You can see this is the user route. It's just a folder that I've created for each of the route. See tutor route, see student route, see users. I don't follow the usual way of having a route folder and putting all of them because each of these route they have their own middleware and controller. So you can do it like this and just have a folder for each of the routes, right? So this is just a user route. So if you go to users.route.js now, you will see the post there. Can you see post? User router.post now slash sign up. So you are making a sign up, a post to slash sign up. And remember, the origin is slash users. You remember we had slash users before we have slash sign up. So it will always come from the app. Where is app.js? See, uh, it will always come from here, slash users. Then after slash users, go to the user route. Then what do we have in the user route? We now have slash sign up. So it means in your form, if you are making any request to this particular end, it's going to be slash users slash sign up. Please note that a lot of errors used to come from how to write all these URL. So now what happened? We have gotten the URL. What happened? Then we have middleware.validate users. We are familiar with that. Here we are going to use our joy to validate all those information in the sign up page, the email and the password in the sign up page. This validate user is going to validate it, making use of joy. We are familiar with that, right? Right? Right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Now it's only Cosma that is talking. Oh, please talk. Oh, do you understand how this validate user work? Anybody, please talk. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I
okay,
understand.
okay, good. Now that is used. Then after validating, you can now create user, right? So if you go to the controller, that one is being the controller create user. So this is where the user, that function you can see. So this is where we create the user. Now when you are now creating the user, we grab the body, we are familiar with that. We now use the user model now to find where the email we confirm if that user is existing before or not. That's why we are grabbing the email. So this is how you must write your creation. Whenever you are signing anybody up into your database, you must check whether that person is existing before or not. That's the essence of line 12, right? So if existing user, then we return user already exists or blocked, all right? So you can put your own customized message depending on the way you want to put it, right? So now if the user does not exist, then you can now have user model dot create. This is where you are creating, you are putting that person into your database, right? So you now create. What do you create? The email, password, and status. Those are the information you are creating into the database, right? Then I come here and say, now in this particular my own application, I have I have different what is it called now? I have different tables for different users. You know, if you sign up, if your status is a student, you know there is a you are going to be redirected to signing up as a student. If your status is what? Is a parent, you are going to be redirected to what? To a parent sign up page. And if your status is a tutor, you are going to be redirected to a tutor sign up page. Can you see now? Right? So in the one we did now, Cosmas was a student. I just sign him up now. So he's going to execute this one. He's not going to do this, do this. He's going to execute line 28. Now, at line 28, if you redirect to tutor underscore sign up, that is exactly what happened. So after clicking on submit, it look at the users to sign up angle, and after looking up to that, it came to this point and say, okay, the next thing for me to do is to redirect. This is the end point now. After creating the user in line 18, what happened next? What happened next is this line 28, being a tutor. It redirects to tutor underscore sign up. And this one now, this redirects again now. Need to ask yourself, you are redirecting to tutor underscore sign up. You need to write a logic for tutor underscore sign up again. You need to write an endpoint that will handle tutor underscore sign up as you are redirecting to it. Do you get that now? And I want to ask, when you redirect to tutor underscore sign up, is it a get or a post request? Yes, somebody. You are redirecting to tutor underscore sign up. Is it a get or a post request? Yes.
That should be a post request now.
You are redirecting. Redirecting means you want to get that particular page.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
And
Sorry.
that should be a get. You are
Yeah,
redirecting, you want to get, right?
yeah,
So it's going to
yeah,
be a get request, which means that I need to write a get request to render this particular tutor underscore sign up. Do you understand? So I came back to my app.js now and write that. You see, that means I have to write app.get before that can function. If you don't write that, it will not work. Tutor underscore sign up. Let me see, where did I write that? You can see this is it here under line 15, under line 50. App.get slash user slash tutor. Why do I have slash users here? To render this tutor underscore sign up. You can see this is the rendering here at line 51. But you need to state the URL where this is going to be discovered, right? So this URL now contains slash users slash tutor sign up. Why can I just have those slash tutor underscore? Why do I have slash users here again? Can somebody just help us with that? Let's make it interactive. Why do I have slash users again? Because these are the things that will be giving issues if you don't understand. All this render, redirect, it can be tricky. It can be so more tricky. So you need to understand it. These are the trick there now. So why do I have slash users here? Do you know why? The reason is that which route, from which route did I even get to tutor underscore sign up? From which route? It is the user's route. It is the user's route. Can you see this user's route? Look at it here. It was when I signed up with slash users slash sign up that I got to this create user. So I was in this slash users. So that is the route. I'm asking my app to use slash users. Can you see slash users? Let me show you again. I'm saying app should make use of lines 27 here. My app should make use of slash users for this particular route. Then inside that part slash users, I was making a post request to sign up, right? So when I'm now redirecting, that means I am leaving the sign up page. I want to redirect to another page. So it is coming from slash user. So it's going to be slash user slash where you are redirecting to, because you are coming from slash users. So you can't leave this slash user because it is through this particular route that you got to that tutor underscore sign up page. So the reason why, if you are redirecting, you need to ask yourself, where am I coming from? Anytime you are using redirect, ask yourself, where am I coming from? Where was I? Right? So you are now redirecting to slash user slash sign up. So because of that, we have here line 50. we have slash users here because we are coming from users. Please, do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so if you don't have that, you are not going to have this render. So we have tutor underscore sign up. So he has signed up already. So now let's go to the next thing. After signing him up, let's sign him up. Uh, first name, Cosmas. Oh yeah, now tell me that name. Let me use your name. Yes,
That should
Ibu.
be Cosmos.
Okay, let me just use Cosmas. Let me use your name.
All right.
Okay,
Voila.
okay. Let's say email. Let's say the email. We use cosmas@gmail.com. Okay, let's say the phone number is 09087654332. Let's just put something random. Let's say the city is Lagos, country Nigeria, proficiency, back end development, experience, 5 years experience. Cosmas, am I right? 5 years experience. Okay, so we can now sign up now. You can see, let's sign up now. Sign up. Then I have the login page. I have the login page. How did that happen? How did that happen? Let's go and check what happened when the that part on that particular page. Let's go to tutor underscore sign up. Tutor underscore sign up. This is the page, right? Let's open it and see what happened. Because what is going to happen next is what you have in this action. Please let us note that, okay, when I fill a form and submit, what will happen? Then you are going to state it in this action part. So what should happen is that when the submit button is being clicked, there should be a post request to slash tutor slash sign up. Do you understand? There should be a post request to slash tutor slash sign up. Now you are now going to create an endpoint for this. It is inside that endpoint that you will now render that login page. I want you to get the flow. Do you understand? So, okay, when I click submit here, then there should be a post request. Okay, when there is a post request, what is the URL I want? You see, this one is a customized stuff. You are going to customize it yourself. That, okay, what makes sense? Okay, because it is a tutor that is signing up, of course, the URL should be slash tutor slash sign up. Now,
But
through
but is it not logging?
slash tutor slash sign up, so through
It
slash
is.
tutor slash sign up now, then you can now render the next page. Do you
But
understand?
yeah, I get it. But I'm saying, but you're arranging the login page
I'm
inside
rendering
sign
the
up
inside sign up.
inside.
Yes.
But it's not supposed to be slash tutor slash login. Like logically speaking, I know it doesn't affect anything, shall. But I'm saying logically speaking, so at least the
Okay,
person
it
will
should
not be.
be okay, slash tutor slash login, right?
Yes,
Okay,
so
I
that the
think that
person will not
yeah,
be confused.
yeah,
Like
I think
I've
I
signed up.
yeah, yes. It's like you are making sense. Let me see something here. Yes, it's like you are making sense. Okay. See the rendering. Is tutor okay, tutor login that will be okay. Don't worry. Let me show you something here. I get what you are saying.
And
Okay,
see,
I
the
think
thing is that
You can see is
the
displaying
action is
slash
going
tutor slash
to.
login, right? It is
Yes, yes, I can see.
do you know where this coming from? When I am redirecting, I put slash tutor slash login, but I can equally put it that place too that you are pointing to. Do you get what
Okay,
I'm saying?
can we see the slash tutor slash sign
Log,
up like app dot slash app dot get. Let's see the route. Let's
yes,
see what's in the
I'm
route.
going to show you now. Let's see. Now, hold on. So this is a post now, right? This is a post
Yeah.
request to slash tutor slash time. Now you will now see the way I wrote the endpoint for this. Now let's go there now. Let's go to app.js now and see where we have slash tutor slash sign up, which is a post request, right? Tutor. Okay, that's going to be in the tutor route. That's going to be in the tutor route because it's saying slash tutor. And you can see in line 11, we are having, okay, where is it? Where we have app.use slash, okay, look at it. Line 28 is saying app should use slash tutor, right? So here is where you are going to have anything slash tutor, right? So it's a route slash tutor. Now let's go to the route and see what is there. So this is the tutor route. Let's go there. We are saying, okay, this is the post request now, right? We are saying a post request, so slash sign up here, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
validate the tutor, then
Okay.
create the tutor, right?
Okay.
Okay. So now, let's now see, validate, create. Let's go to create tutor now, and let's see what is there. When you are creating the tutor, now see what happened. When
Okay. Okay.
you are
I get
creating
the
the
flow
tutor,
now.
can you see now? When
Yeah,
you are
I get
creating the
it.
tutor, we check existing user, then create. Now look at it. We now redirect here.
Yeah, to log in. Okay.
Able to redirect us. So this is where the login comes in now. So, and we are coming from slash tutor. So it's going to say slash tutor slash login now, right? So this is what is going to happen. So now you will now go back to your app and write a get request now for this slash tutor slash login now. So this is where the login comes from now. I think it's clear now, right?
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay,
Thanks.
good. So when you now come back to your app.js and go and write how this slash tutor slash login is going to be rendered as a get request, because I told you redirect is a get request. So you are now going to write that. Let's go back and see app.get slash tutor uh slash login. Now look at it. This is here at line 58. You can see app.get slash tutor slash login. Do you get it now? So it will now render the login page, which we have in our view. Can you see login page here? So it will now render it. Can you see the way you see the flow? So it's very tricky. Just if you look, just sit down, master it, and it becomes your second nature with time. So is you just practice and practice. So this is how it was. So the login is going to come from this side, right? So then you have your login. Oh, that is how we got the login. So let's move to the next thing after logging in. Are we getting the flow?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now let's log in now. Cosmas@gmail.com. He wants to log in now. Cosmas at gmail.com. Okay. Then the password is Cosmas123. Cosmas123. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the password I use. Cosmas123 as a tutor, right? So we can now log in. Okay. I've not actually written the code for this particular page. I'm going to do something. I think I've written for parents. Let me quickly sign up as a parent. The next line of action for this particular application, I've not written it for a tutor, but I think I've written for a parent. Let me sign up as a parent so that we can see the flow. Let's sign up with another person. Who is there? Olani. Let's sign up with Olani. Olani at gmail.com. Okay. Olani123, for example. Okay. Let me sign up as a parent. Okay. Sign up. So something break. Okay. You know what? I am signing up as a tutor and as a because do you know what is happening here? I actually log in as a tutor, and my session is being saved. So while my session is being saved, I equally want to use that session to log in to sign up as a what? As a parent. So it's going to break. So let me restart it. Okay, sign up. Olani, then Olani123. Okay. Okay. As a parent. Okay, sign up. Are we there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So now you can see it is a parent sign up page that is being rendered here. Now the logic has been written in the code. I showed you that before, right? That if it is a tutor, the status is tutor, it should render a different page. If the status is parent, it should render a different page. I hope we get that. So it's a different page now. We can now have Mr. Olaniyi. Olaniyi. Mr. Olaniyi what? You don't know. Okay, just let's leave it like that. Mr. Olaniyi. Olaniyi at gmail.com. Phone number 0907654321. Okay. The city is, let's say the city is Lagos. Okay, now he wants to sign up. Sign up and you have your login page. Then from your login page, we have explained all this. Olaniyi at gmail.com. Then password Olaniyi 123. Right? Now I'm going to show you something now, which is very important, and I think we need to get it. I'm going to open the uh are we there?
Yeah.
Where is the application? Application. Okay. Now you can see this is the developer tool, right? Now I'm opening it for you to see what is going to happen. When you log in now, what should happen? Remember, what are those things? What are those logic behind logging into an application? The first thing is that you need to create a session of that person, right? Okay, the first thing is that the information of that person, you need to confirm if it is in the database or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you log in as a user, we grab your information. So when you are logging in, we need to check our database, the user database, and confirm if your name is there or not. That's the first logic. After confirming if the person name is there, which is the email, you also confirm the password if the password is valid. Do you understand? When you confirm if the valid password is valid, what's the next thing? The next thing is that what? You create a session for that person, you understand, by using jwt.sign, right? So that you can have a session of that person. The person don't need to, to remain on the page forever. The system will actually log out that person after the expiration time. Then you have to relog in again. So that is very important for every RESTful API. So there must be a session of that person that will be saved. Now, when I click on login now, okay, something break. What happened? Uh, what happened? Error page not found. Something break. Supposed to save. Hold
The
on.
cookies.
Yeah, it's supposed to. The cookie supposed to come up. What happened? Did I change anything? This is an already working code. Let's go back now. Let's work on that together and see what is happening. So because it's something that I've written and is working before. So we check. Okay. What is it logging out here? Okay. Okay. Now, see what is happening. When somebody is logging in, let's go to the global. I have a global controller folder here and it contains login. Now, let's see what happened during login. Then we collect whatever error that is coming from that place together now. Now, when you are logging in, you just what you just need to do is just to write a function. This is just a function that is independent of request and response. Are we there? It is independent of request and what? And response. So this is a function login. Then I pass email and password inside it. Then I say, okay, the log info is email and password. Then I wait, I need to go and confirm if that person is existing in the database or not. If the person is not found, then you return user not found, right? And if the person, okay, then if the person is found, you can confirm the password. This is all what I explained. You validate the password using user.valid password. We are all familiar with this. You pass in the password and check. So if it fails, you have email or password is incorrect, okay, then you can now generate your token for the person. This is where you are generating the session of that person using jwt.sign. Then you pass that email, right? by saying user.email. Then the ID, you grab the ID because the person is already created, right? So you are now from that user that is being found, you are now grabbing the ID and the email of that user that is being found and use it to create, you use it to encrypt the email and the what and the ID as a token here. Excuse me. Then you set the expiration time, expire in 1 hour. We are familiar with it. Then after that, you now return this. You return message, you return code, you return the user itself, and you return the token. All these things you are returning, they are very, very important because you are going to need them. You are going to need them. So we need the code, most important. We need the user and we need the token. Now, what do we now do with them is the next thing. What do we do with them? Now, if you go to my app, I export this login, and this is where I am now using it. I'm using it in my app.js. It depends anywhere you want to use it. I'm using it in my app.js and see where I am using it here. Now, line 93 to 104. This is where I'm using it. Right? Let me put some space here so that you will see this thing clearly. Um, Let me put space. Okay. Now look at it. I'm saying, okay, when you log in, you are making a post request, right? You are making a post request. So app.post/login, you are saying validate log info. As usual, validation with joy, right? So you validate the log info with the use of joy. That is what is contained in this function. You are familiar with that. Then the next thing is that you are going to have a callback. That callback is now going to have request and response. You pass the request and response object inside it. Then, through the request and response, first of all, before you make use of it, you are going to make use of this global controller here. I'm awaiting global controller.login. This controller global.login, what is it doing? It is invoking this particular login function. The function login that we exported, that login function that we exported, this is where we are now calling it. We are calling it here. Do you understand? If you look at where I look at the import statement, where is it? Where is the login? See global controller here, line 7. Global controller require dot global controller. You can see this is where I did the importation here. So I am now calling the function here, right? So when you now call the function, you pass the value of the email and password. Where do you get that? You get it from the body of the request. Your form is a body. The body, in your form, your form is in the body, is in a body, when you have a form, is a body. So you can say request.body and grab the email from that form. Then request.body and grab the password from that form. Then you use it to invoke that particular function, that login function. Then when you now pass that, you have a return statement. And in that return statement, you have a lot of stuffs there. You have code, you have user, you have a lot of stuff there, right? Then you now say response.code to be equals to 200. You have response.user.status to be equals to parents. If that, I'm giving a condition now, because why is that I want to render different pages depending on the status of the user. Depending on the status of the user, I want to render different page. That is the design of this particular application now. That if response.code is 200, it means that login process is successful, right? Because in our return statement, we put code. You can see we put code to be 200. Can you see it here? Code is 200. When the whole thing is successful, we can have our code to be 200. So if it get to this point, it means the login process is successful, right? It's successful. So that is why at this point now, you can now say, okay, if response.code is exactly equals to 200, that means successful. Then you put the next condition. I want to get the status so that I will know the page I want to redirect to. But before then, that JWT, that we created for that particular person, the session of that person, we now want to save it inside the cookie. So that's why we are saying rest.cookie, that is in the body of the response, we have this function called cookie, that method called cookie, that will enable you to save your token inside the cookie. So in the cookie now, we are having a variable called JWT, and inside that JWT, we are now saving our token inside. How do we now get that token? That token is coming from response.token. Remember, we assign the whole return, everything that is being returned from this function, we have assigned it to response. So what does that mean? It means that this message, code, user, token that we return, you can actually grab them from what? From the response. Do you get that now? You can actually grab them from this. They are stored in this response now. So the token, the message, everything is stored in this response now. So from this response now, you can say response.code. Can you see? From this response, you can say response.user.status, because inside the user, we have the status. You can grab it. Then inside this same response, you can grab the token. Can you see the function of this response? Now it's doing a lot for us. So from this response now, we can grab the token and store it inside this JWT storage. Then we set an expiration time here again, right? Then what happens next? You can now redirect to the next thing you want, any page you want to render. Do you understand? So I'm coming back to this line 98. Let's leave this for now. Now, that is exactly what is happening. Now let's check. But I noticed that after signing up as a parent, you're
Sorry,
supposed to, you're supposed to
sorry. Are you using body parser to get the details from the body?
Okay, very important. The body in this case now, that's a very good question. The details in your form, you cannot use body parser to get them because the format is not JSON. You know, we always make use of body parser. Sorry, what I want to say is that you cannot use body parser.json to get them. Are you there? Are you getting me? Because the usual thing we used to do is body parser.json. But in this case now, we are going to use body parser.url encoded. Where did I even have that? I think it's somewhere there. Look at it, line 26. This is what I am using. Yes, you use body parser, but it's not going to be .json. It's going to be .url encoded. That's the format in which your form, the information in your form is going to be. It's going to be URL encoded. It's not going to be JSON as we used to have uh, in our VS Code. Look at our
Is it
VS
is it extended false or extended true?
extended force. The
Okay.
extended is going to be false. Please note that. Do you understand? Like if you understand this now, if you go to your Thundercled, let me show you something in your Thundercled. Let's say we are making a new request here now. Now, in your Thundercled, if you check this body, can you see this body now? You see the JSON. So request.body, if you are putting information is this JSON now, of course you are going to use body parser.json to be able to grab it. Do you get that now? But in the case of a form, it's not going to be JSON. You can see we have other formats of information in the body. We have XML, we have text, we have form, and we have form encoded. If I click on form encoded now, can you see? Can you see form encoded? We have name, we have value. So this is exactly the way you have it in the form in your HTML. You are having it as form encoded. So you can put here now, you can say, okay, what do we have? We have email, right? Then you have password, It should be giving you other information. Then we have status. And you see, this is what I have in my phone. So if you are going to be grabbing your information from the body, it's not going to be body parser.json, it's going to be body parser.url encoded to grab information from this format of the body. Is that clear now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's very
I'm
good.
just trying to look at where the fault was coming from.
Okay,
Where
okay.
the-
Okay, where the fault is coming from. Okay, good. So now, let's see where the fault is coming from. I'm going to go back to that login function. I think where the fault is coming from with this login. Uh,
When you're logging in as a parent,
okay. Let's
your
say
your redirection is not showing the same thing. It's directing it to tutor.
is directing it to tutor. Yes, I have a get request for that tutor already to grab to handle that request. I will show you now. But let me check this place. Maybe this is where the problem is coming from. There's something I want to show us here as well. Very important. Now, hold on. Okay, let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Let me go back to the app.js. Let's go back to the app.js. Now, let's take it step by step as we are doing it. We will get where the problem is coming from now. Now, here we are redirecting to this page /tutor underscore list. If this is successful. Now, under this /tutors underscore two, we are redirecting. Let's go and see the get. You know, I told you this is a get request. /tutor underscore list. Let's go and check. A get request to /tutor underscore list. Let's see. I have it somewhere here. Let me see. Get /tutor. Okay, let's go and check /tutor. Get request to /tutor. I'm coming. Where did I put that get? Okay, it's here. Okay, no, it's not here. Wait. /tutor underscore list. Is it in the tutor route? Okay, let's check the tutor route. I think it's in the tutor route because it's /tutor. Let's go and check the tutor route. Okay, this is it here. Yes. So now this is the get request. This is where we are redirecting to. We are redirecting to this get /tutor underscore list. It's going to be a protected route. Please, there's something important I need to explain here. This is a very important logic that have to be part of our API. Very important. I am saying that if you want to redirect, because you have login now, you now want to access the tutors list, because what is in this place is the tutors list. You want to access it, the list of our tutors. It has to be protected, right? So what I'm now saying is that this is the protection. Now I'm saying auth.tutor ensure login as a middleware. This is a middleware that is confirming if you have logged in or not. And when you want to confirm if somebody has logged in or not, what are you going to check? Before I open this function now, can somebody just give me an idea? We want to protect this page now. We are saying, okay, somebody has logged in and the person wants to access this particular page. We are now saying, okay, before you can access, we want to confirm that you have logged in before you can now get the list of the tutor, right? So how do you now confirm that the person information is correct? We want to confirm that the person have logged in. What will you check to confirm that somebody have actually logged in before accessing the route? Because anybody can just come and go to /tutor underscore list without logging in. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, in your application now, see what I'm trying to say. Let me close this thing first. We will get where this error is coming from. That's not a problem. Let's say somebody is just coming up, you know, and just saying /tutor without logging in. No, it's just saying /tutor underscore list like this, right? I want to access the page. Can you see? The app is taking me back to login. That's the code I have written, that you cannot just come and access this page. We are going to direct you back to go and log in. It is until you log in that you can access that page. Are we together?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, how do you now confirm that something has actually worked that took me back to this login page? Where do we have that logic? We have that logic in this authentication, this tutor ensure login. That is where we have the logic that took me back to that login page, because I have not actually logged in and I want to access this particular tutors list. Now let's see. I have it inside this authentication folder where we are authenticating people that have logged in or not. So this is it here. Authentication. Let's go there and see. This is the function here. Tutor ensure login. Where is it? Look at it. Line 50, tutor ensure login. We want to ensure that the tutor has logged in or not. Now, how do you do that? Don't be surprised I have tutor ensure login. I also have parent ensure login. There's a reason because if a parent is logging in, I am rendering a different page. Look at the page. And when the tutor is logging in, I am rendering a different page. Do you understand? So that's why I have it as different function. And there's a way I check for that in this particular application, right? That I'm building. Now, let's check if tutor ensure login, what happens? We need to do try and catch. Now, what are you going to
Daniel, please mute. Hi, Daniel, please mute.
Okay. Now, for us to confirm that a tutor has logged in, we are going to have a try and catch. And what are we trying? The first thing for you to check is the DWT. You need to check the date because that is what you use to save the session of that person when the person log in. So we need to check that, okay, is there DWT in the cookie? Because that is what we confirm that this person has logged in. If we don't have JW token, if you don't have a token in the what? In the cookie, it means nobody have logged in. So for you to ensure that somebody have logged in, you need to go and check if there is a what? A token in the cookie. And that is what this line 52 is doing. We are saying request dot cookie because as you are saving it, remember we save that token when we use a response dot cookies, then JWT, then we put response dot what dot token. That was when we save it inside the cookie. Here we are now requesting for it that okay, you want to access our tutors list. Let us go and check the cookie whether your token is there or not. That's what we are doing here. So we are saying requests because it's going to go with the request. Say, okay, let's request the body of the request, check the cookie and look for JWT. You remember we save this token inside JWT. You remember, right? That we save it inside JWT. Do you remember that? You remember that
Yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So don't let me go back to that. So we save it, or should I just show you? Let me do this. Hold on. Let me do this so that it can be clear. Where is the app.gsf? Let me show you here. Where is it? 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 Okay, look at it here. This is where we save it. We say response.cookie, then save it inside the WT. What are you saving there? Response.token that we grabbed from that function, right? That login function. We now save it inside the W. So when you are requesting for it now, you should request for it inside this DWT. And remember, DWT itself is inside cookie. Then everything is inside the body of the request. So you are picking it out and you have your token. Now, after
So
getting,
is it cookies or cookie?
it's going to be cookies. Please, it's cookies, plural here. Request.cookies. Eh? Cookies. Let's see it here. F12. Look at it here. Can you see? Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Can you see? This is where it is being saved. This is the cookies. So we don't have any cookie presently. Nothing is there. Let me check. No cookie is here now. So be request.cookies. So that's where we are having it. Okay. Okay, so it's cookies. Request.cookies.dwt, then you grab it, then you now say if not token. Can you see? It should redirect to login. So this is the logic that took me back to the login page because it checked there's no cookies there. So it took me back to this login page that I should go and log in. So it was our login that was not working. So then decoded, then you decode it. If the person has successfully logged in, then you can now decode. Let me bring this one like this. You can now decode by using jwt.verify. You check the code. Then after decoding, see what happened in line 59. We are now saying response.locals.users, and we are now assigning the decoded inside it. Why are we having this line 59? Do you know why? Who can tell me?
Yeah, you want to, when you use a response.locals, you want to like assign a value that you want to reuse in different route of middlewares.
Okay, okay.
You are kind of
Uh,
saving the user. That's what you are doing.
okay, good. That's the point. We are trying to save the user in a local storage in the response, in the body of the response. We are saving the users there. Good. So, which means that inside this decoded now we are going to have the email, right? And we are going to have what is it called? We are going to have the email, the ID, whatever we save in the JWT, we are going to have it there. And the reason why we are doing this is for us to be able to make use of it in our EJS when we want to grab the user information for a purpose. And I'm going to get there now. You will see the way we make use of this now. So now response.local.users, we have the decoded. We have that. We save it there. Then const users equals to await. Then we find it. We look for that particular email, in the decoded and compare it with what we have in the user model. So if it is not there, then the person should be redirected to go and sign up. Can you see? To go and sign up, because that means the person have not even signed up. Do you understand? Have not even signed up. So it should be redirected to sign up. Here should not even be tutor sign up. It means the person have not even signed up, Abi. What is that correct? As in, when you are not found here, when the user is not found in the user model, it means the person have not signed up at all. So you should go back to start. You should go back to redirect to sign up. You should redirect to the sign up page, right? You should redirect to the sign up page. So now we are now saying, okay, next. This should be next. And if there is any error, the error should be cached. So we all understand this. So this is working fine. Let's see where, let's go and check our login very well, because we are being redirected when we want to access the tutors list. It means this particular section is working fine, but the login process itself is, I think that's where the problem arises. The login process, because I was not able to log in the person. So what is happening? Is there anything wrong here? The login return, I did not change anything here now, so why? Let me check again. Let's try to log in again. Olaniyabi, olaniya@gmail.com. That was the one I used. Olani. Did I sign in Olaniya as a parent? As a parent, yes.
Yes.
Olani. I signed in as a parent. Olani123. Olani. Yes, it's working now. So it works. There's nothing wrong with the code. Maybe we didn't write the stuff the uh, password very well before. So you can see now it renders this particular list of tutors. And I'm going to show you how this one works. Now I'm going to explain how this one works. You can see it say welcome Olani@gmail. It grab the email, which is just like the username, right? So welcome Olani@gmail.com. These are the list of our tutors. How do we get this? This is the next thing I want to explain now. How are we able to grab this Olani? And how are we able to render this list of tutors that are signed up into our application? That's the next thing. Then how do we now handle logout? Those are the three things I want to explain now before we can now start taking questions. Are we there? Are we
Yes, we
there?
are.
Okay, that's very good. So now let's move on. Now, after the login, I'm going to go back to login, successful login, and the person have actually been confirmed. After the person have been confirmed, then we now redirect, right? This is tutor ensure login. Okay, this is parent ensure. Okay, tutor ensure login. We now direct render. I'm coming. Come, what do I have there before? I'm coming. Okay. Users tutors. Okay, this one is if it's face. I'm coming now. I want to check where we are redirecting to. Okay. Okay, next is a middleware. Next. Okay, I was looking for endpoint. This is a middleware. So after the person has been confirmed login, then there should be a next. So it's the next that we are going to check now in the tutor route. Let's go and check. That's the next thing. Now let's go to the tutor route and check the next thing that should be handled. Right? So this is the tutor route. So after tutor ensure login, then get tutor. That's the next thing we are going to check now. How do we get the tutor? How do we get the tutor? So let's check the controller. That's going to be the controller because it's the endpoint for the tutor route. So let's go there and check get tutor. Now this is the get tutor now. This is the function line 31 to 40. Now, when you are now getting the tutor, we are using the tutor model to find because we have a model for the tutor. We are now finding every tutor that is there because we want to render all the tutors list. We want to get all the list of the tutor. So we find every information of the tutor using tutor model of find all. Remember, I am using SQLize. I'm using MySQL database, so I'm using SQLize. It's going to be find all. But if it is mongoose, it's going to be what? If it is mongoose, it's going to be what?
Find.
Good. It's going to be ordinary find. Please let's note this. We don't have ordinary find in SQLize. Right? You are using SQLize, you are using MySQL rather, and you want to map your application using SQLize, you are not going to have find, it's going to be find all. That's the difference. Now, when you are now finding all, you are now saying dot then everything that is being located, you are assigning them to tutors. That's the meaning of dot then. Dot det means everything here now that has been found should be what? Assigned to tutors. They are all tutors, right? Then after assigning them to tutors, you now return. What do you now return? You say, I want to render tutor underscore list page. This is the page you want to render now. And this is going to be a get request. This is going to be a get request, right? Now, when you are rendering this page tutor underscore list, you want to grab some information alongside with it. Are we there? You want to grab some information alongside with it. Remember, after we have ensured that this particular tutor, this particular person trying to log in that wants to get the tutor, after we have ensured, we save the information of that person inside response.locals.user. Do you remember? In that function, tutor ensure login, we save the user inside response.local.user in that middleware. So that is exactly because we want to grab it here when the tutor is going to be gotten. We want to grab that information. That is why we are saving it and we are now grabbing it here, right? By saying, okay, response.local.user should now be assigned to user. Should be assigned as user. This is just like a variable, you are storing it, right? That's the first thing we are grabbing. Then we are now grabbing tutors as well. Please don't forget, anytime you are making a grab, you always put it inside a curly brace, a curly brace. I think I've explained that before, right? So this is exactly what you have. Is it clear? This is exactly the way we grab the information of the user and the information of the tutor. You can see these tutors, everything in the tutor database, we are grabbing it using this word tutors, right? Everything is stored here. And the user that is trying to log in, this is where we are having it. So invariably, the user that is logging in, this is the person here, which we are getting from response.local.us, and the tutor list that we are trying to access is stored in tutors. So we have user and we have tutors that we can make use of inside our tutors underscore list page. So let's go to that page now and see how we are going to make use of it. Remember, we are going to write a get request for tutors underscore list. That's very important. So if you come to your app.js now, app.js, if you come to app.js now, you will see slash tutor underscore list, app.get slash tutor underscore list. It's somewhere here. Where is it? App.get. Student sign up, tutor sign up, right? App.get, login.
I don't think it's a new route. It's you're rendering it now.
When you render, you are supposed you are going to write it to when you render, okay, I render the page, okay, I'm not redirecting. When you render a page, right, of course you should have a get. When you render, there must be a get request to be able to handle the render.
Sorry, can you go to the
Let me
Wait,
check
website?
wait, wait,
Let
wait.
me see.
let me check the tutorial right
Check
have
the route on the
let me check
web
the
page.
controller here.
You're rendering your views, oh, not another route.
Is a view. It's not static. I must write a get for it. This is it. Okay, app.get tutor underscore list. Yes, this is it here now. This,
Yes. So inside the controller,
is
you now
it.
render the
You get
view.
what I'm saying, Igwe? You get what I'm saying? Whenever you are rendering any page, please don't always forget to have a get request for it. If not, you will not have anything rendered, right? So this is it here. We are having slash tutor underscore list here. Do you understand? So taken care of. So now let's go to the tutor, the EJS file and see tutor underscore list.ejs. Please, I want to ask a question before I leave. Why don't we have redirect for that particular page? Please, it's very important we understand that. It will sharpen our understanding. Let's go back there. You see, when we are making a get where to tutor on that log, then we now get to this get tutor. Abi? Then when we get inside that get tutor, whatever we now do, they will now say render. Why can't we say redirect here? Can somebody just help us? It's important we understand.
So,
Yes.
Rashid, like what I was explaining before was that we've we've gone to that route, like get tutor underscore list. Then we've gone through the login validation. Then we are in the controller now. So in this controller, we'll now
Hmm.
render the view. So there's no other
We-
controller for this tutor like stuff again. We are rendering a
Okay.
view.
Okay. God bless you. Because we are in the tutor route presently, right?
Yes.
That's very correct. Because we are in the tutor route, so you are not redirecting, you just render because we are in the tutor route. That is just the answer. Thank you. That's just it. So now we are that's why we are not having reader. So you are not redirecting anywhere. You are in the tutor route. So you can just say render tutor. So when it's coming, it's going to come as slash tutor underscore list because you are in the slash tutor route already. Good. So let's get that so that we know when to use redirect and when not to use it. It's very important. That's one of those things we must take away from this class. So now let's go to the tutor underscore list and let's see how we grab those information, right? Can you see? Here, in rendering that page, now these are protected page. We are saying if user. What does this mean? It means if a user has been confirmed logged in. Do you get it now? If a user has been confirmed, if there is a user that is being grabbed, you understand, from the login process, then we can now say welcome to tutor search page. Then you now come here and say welcome user.email. Now I've explained this syntax of EJS, earlier. We should be familiar with that now. Let me space it so that we can see it very well. So we are saying welcome user.email, because in that user we have email and ID. So you are only grabbing the email from that user, right? So that is how we got it. That's how we got it. So because we pass it alongside, let me bring it here. Where do we have it? There. I'm coming. Tutor controller. Let me see. Let me bring it here so that you can see it very well. Look at it. Can you see it here? Let me move here. Can you see? When we try to render the page, tutor underscore list, we grab the user from response.locals.user. So please don't always forget, whenever you are writing the middleware to ensure that somebody have logged in, please always store your user in the rest.locals.user. Do you understand? You will assign the decoded token. You will assign it to rest.locals.user so that you can now assign it to user here for you to make use of it here. That is just the logic, please. Don't let us forget that. So we got the user and we got the tutors, so we can now use that here. Now for the user, that is how we got it. And for the tutor, we are now saying tutors dot for each tutor. Then we are saying tutor dot first name. So this is like an iteration. Like for each of the tutor from these tutors that we pass here, we are now saying each of these tutor, we want to have their first name. Anything you want to grab, it can be their last name, because when tutors were signing up, we have their first name, we have their last name, we have their profession. If you like, you can change it to something else, right? So it depends on how you want it. So tutors dot first name. So this is how we got it. So then having gotten that, then you can now have here and say, okay, slash logout. So you are going to write another function to undo it, because this is another get request now. When you are saying slash logout, is a what? Is a get request, right? So you are going to come here and write a code for that. So we want to log out now. Presently, our session is being saved. You can see we are still there. And you can see the cookie here. When we log in, the cookie is still there. So which means that our session is still there. It's going to expire in the next 1 hour. We are still logging. Olani is still logging here and is still having that. So when you click log out now, what are you doing? You want to clear this cookie. That's the essence of log out. I'm going to click on log out now. Then the next thing you will see there is that this cookie is going to be cleared. So it means that the logic you are going to write for this logout is going to be to clear this cookie. Are we there? So let me log out now. Log out. Can you see? When I log out now, can you see the cookie has left? And we are taken back to the what? To the home page. So where do we write this logic? Let me show you now how we wrote this logic to clear the cookie and get directed back to the what? To the home page. Let me show you. Now, when you come back to your app.js, we have a get request for login, and down here, I think it's somewhere down here. I wrote it down here. Get. Okay, this is a line 89 to 92. Look at it here. I am saying app.get. I showed you is a get request slash logout. Whenever you have this slash logout get, what happened? This is what you are going to write. 90 has a method called clear cookie in the body of the response. In the body of response, we have clear cookie method. So you can just say rest.clear cookie. Then where is that cookie stored? You state it that it is stored in the what? JWT. And that is all. That single line 90 will clear it for you. And after clearing it, what happened? You want to redirect to the home page. So you redirect to slash. You redirect to, it's going to be redirect, right? Because you were formerly in the what? You were formerly in the tutor route. Yeah, you were formerly in the tutor route. So when you are coming back to the home now, is that it's going to be redirect. You can't have render here. It's going to be redirect. So that when you redirect, what you are going to have is what? You can see the URL has changed to the home route. So that is it. That is how all this signing up, you know, grabbing the information, logging in, storing the cookie, clearing the cookie when you are logging out, then having a what do we call it now? Conditional rendering. Conditional rendering. That is how it happens. So this is what we want to cover for today. So if there is question, we can ask question. If there is any part that is not clear, because the essence of this class is to clarify things. You understand? Let's try to clarify as much as we can. And please don't forget, before you can be able to store anything in the cookie, you must make use of this middleware, cookie parser. As we are storing in the cookie and also clearing the cookie, it is this middleware that is handling that for us. So don't forget, cookie parser is very important in your application. So let's take questions. And if there is no question, we can call it a day.
No question for me.
Okay.
But where do we get the link to this record?
Please hold on. Let me use my earpiece. There's rainfall here. I can't hear anything. Let me use my headset. Hold on.